Hello everyone, welcome to our podcast, where we'll be discussing topics and events that we're most passionate about. In today's podcast, we talk about the rise of social media and briefly on its impact on civilization. We hope you enjoy this podcast.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi guys, welcome to the Thinkable. Sorry. See, it's like when I say hi guys,
we are definitely leaving that in.
Thinkable guys. Do you see what I mean?
Harminder, you're definitely leaving that in. Okay, this is part of the podcast.
Hello everyone. Hello listeners. See, what do you say? Like, it's weird.
Just say what it's done now. So you've started now. Let's just say it now.
Oh gosh, guys, guess they're keeping this in. So, hi, my name's Priyesh. We got obviously Hardy and Harminder with us, the Thinkable guys here. So today's topic is going to be on how social media has affected civilization as a general. That's the topic that we're starting with. There's going to be a couple more topics coming up. Hope you listen in and enjoy.
3-part special kind of, you can say, series with Priyesh Patel as our main guest.
Thank you. Just fully put me out there, guys. Thank you.
So a lot of expectations from Priyesh.
Priyesh is a known expert in these fields. He's very
known expert. Thank you.
I just before we get into.
Oh gosh.
Before we get into anything, I just want to say a quick story to everyone that's listening right now. So a couple of weeks back, me, Priyesh, Harminder, we all met up, right? And we all went out to get drinks and had some food and stuff. And then when I was driving everyone back, and Harminder decided to play a little bit of old school Drake, and he was playing like some song from Take Care, right? And it was like a really good song, right? It was, I think, Over My Dead Body, I think you're playing, right? And I was just telling Harminder, bro, like, these songs are so much more relatable now. Like, I understand these songs so much more now that I've been through like a lot of the stuff that Drake's saying. And then you just see Priyesh in the back. He's like, bro, I was relating to this shit back then as well, man.
Back 8 years ago, when we were like 14.
He was like 10 at the time, yeah. And he's like, bro, I was relating to this shit back then as well.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. So
you're definitely the pro.
We've started the topics off with embarrassment. Let's go into the actual topics.
A little bit
guys.
of backstory of Priyesh.
Yeah. You have to introduce me properly, right? That's the way to go about it.
Of course. So, back on the topic now. Today's podcast is essentially talking about social media and its impact on civilization. And for us three growing up, we've kind of experienced it. The beginnings and the foundations of social media, and we've kind of seen like the impact. I would say the impact and the culture has had on society in general. So I just want to kick off this podcast by starting with you guys. What do you think it's like been the main impact you've guys seen within the last 10 years?
Main impact in the last 10 years. Social media has had a big impact.
But in what way has it had? Like, have you noticed people have you noticed people be like more? Do you think like it's weird? Like, do you think the idea of this is something that really just popped into my head just now. Do you think like the idea of like social media is all about sharing, right?
Yeah,
sharing stuff. But like, have you noticed how like now we've become really particular in what we share? And kind of like even blocking kind of certain aspects of the whole, it's like, say you want to share your holidays, but you're only going to pick the best pictures. You're really scared of what people are going to say, or you may think, oh, that picture doesn't look good, and I need to take the best picture, otherwise people are going to think this is a crap picture, and
they're not going to like it, and
they're not going to like it.
Like, people would then chase those likes.
Yeah, people then chase certain things about like social media and stuff, like, because the whole point of it is to share, and you shouldn't feel restricted to what you share, but you kind of inadvertently do, right?
Yeah, but you can also say good things have come out of social media.
Mm-hmm. Of course, yeah. Well, what would you say are the good things?
Like the way information is spread.
Yeah, Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
how easy, like, if something was happening in another country, how quickly would we know that information before? Imagine how it used to be. Like, someone in the country, like the newspaper in the country, would lay out, and then obviously somehow that information would then have to travel to another country. So
I think one thing it has, right, you mentioned, like, it helps, like say businesses, for example, right, like someone starting a new business will almost indefinitely have a social media account. Like a new business will have like an Instagram or have like a Facebook.
Yeah. Well, they need them nowadays. That's what. That's
a way of
how
promoting, bro.
That's how civilization has moved. That's marketing nowadays. That's how you market. Before it was papers, newspapers, leaflets, and other means, billboards, like anywhere you could put an ad out. You would have. That's how you would do it. Whereas now you could put an ad out online.
Yeah, and like, you know, it's crazy to see, like, even like people, like, say businesses that are really old, like ran by people who are quite elderly, like they will even have like a Facebook account and stuff to promote their stuff, like, which is kind of crazy. You never see any of that, like, say, like 10 years ago, or it's almost unheard of, isn't it? Like,
yeah, because that's that is unheard of. But that's probably because they didn't have those means then. Like, well, imagine how to be known back then. How would you have to be known? Do you know what I mean?
Through like old school means, like, you know, like magazines, television, you know, newspapers. That's how like businesses were like promoted, wasn't it? Or TV mainly. Like, it's a weird, like,
TV. Yeah, TV is a big one actually.
TV,
you had to pay quite a bit to get promoted before. You had to put some sort of like
physical cost. Whereas now you can do everything for free. Yeah,
for free, basically. So I think that's one big change that's benefited like businesses and stuff, for sure. But like I think what we've had what Harminder kind of like went over, we've had the advantage, I guess you can say, of experiencing a time when there wasn't such a huge presence of social media in the world generally. Like, I remember those days when Facebook was the only thing people used to kind of just speak, and even that, people weren't always like on it all the time and stuff. Like, people still met up more in person, this and that. But obviously, and then it slowly transitioned into a time where now social media has got the biggest impact, and you know, it's just got a lot more presence in people's everyday lives, in what people do, what people don't do.
It's become a necessity, in my opinion. I can't go a day without it.
That's what my next question was going to be. I was going to ask you guys, like, how many times do you look at your phone for social media related things?
Oh, I can't even count it. That's the thing. Uncountable, mate.
Yeah.
Like, I wake up with it and I sleep with it. You know what I'm saying? There's no like a period of time where I'm not checking. Do you know what I'm saying?
See, now we grew up through it. So imagine what the next generation are going through. So
like, yeah, exactly. Like,
so imagine like how of an impact is on us. Yeah, growing up through it. The next generation actually have to live through it, and then there's going to be something new that comes out, like social media.
I wonder. That's what I was thinking. Like, what could be the next social media like craze? Because, you know, you have Facebook, which is like, you know, all the messaging and like photos. You have Instagram for like, you know, uploading videos and photos, and you have Snapchat as well. Like, what is the future? What is beyond that? If we're now sending messages, we are now sending pictures and we're sending videos. What else can we share? That is to us. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's a good question. I think it already is at according to me, at its peak right now.
Yeah.
In terms of how much you can share.
I literally think. Well, I was just thinking, like, the reason why Snapchat took off is because at the time there was no other instant photos, like sending things, and like again,
it gave you that chance of writing a message with the, you know, with the
caption. That was a brilliant idea, because I remember when it came out, like with Facebook, it was such a long process because you couldn't send it straight away. You had to upload it, and it was a very long process. This only took 2 seconds, and it sends within 2 seconds, and people can, you know, then obviously, why did it become popular? Because naturally, as humans, we like to share, I guess. And like, why do we have a need? Why as humans do we care?
Yeah, but
about
is it sharing or is it showing dominance?
in what way?
Like it depends. See, it can go in different ways. No, it's you look at random Instagram, for example. Yeah, let's take someone famous, for example. You look at them, and for example, imagine they're having dinner. They've got a photo of their dinner to plate. Yeah, obviously, 5-star restaurant dinner plate. What if someone for his standards? What would it look like? Yeah, he's eating here. That's normal. But for someone who's obviously not a celebrity, what does it look like? It's he's flaunting, or do you know what I mean? It's what then the perception of the person taking in that information is to question. Because then at the end of the day, we are talking about how social media is impacting civilization. Is it then go down to the person, or do you know what I mean? Like he could, like the celebrity, whoever it is, could have just been having dinner, just casually, because he's waiting a meeting or of some sorts.
You know, that reminds me, that really perfectly falls into the story I have, right, regarding what Prish just said. See, everyone knows Drake, right? And Harminder, I'm not. Prish may have heard of it, but Harminder, I think you may have also heard of. Like, you're more likely to have heard of it because obviously you're more active on social media. There was a time when it was, I think this was around 2-3 weeks ago, and Drake, it's Drake, right? Everyone follows him on Insta. He was seen in a McDonald's getting takeaway. Did you hear about
Legend,
him?
absolute fucking legend.
And literally, everyone's going crazy. Like, oh my god, Drake's seen in McDonald's. It's a huge uproar, right? And all I saw was like on the comments of like this video was like McDonald's applications went up by like 5,000 applications over the last hour just because of him. Like,
yeah.
Just because he went there, more people now want to work in McDonald's, right? That is power right there, right? That's influence by one person, and a lot of people questioning like, oh, if Drake's in McDonald's, I feel like I should go to McDonald's more often and stuff as well. So it's like, you know, someone of power, like Priya said, you know, normally you normally see Drake like obviously posting a lot of stuff that he flexing, basically, like Priya said, like, oh yeah, No,
I'm not saying it's flexing. Like he's got the means to do it. Do you see what I mean? Which is fair enough. Yeah,
but when he does something different,
then you need to know your own means at the same time. Like, I don't have the means to do that. Hey, mate, I'm happy with home cooked food. That's free.
But it's like when someone does different to that, that's when everyone goes crazy. And I don't understand why. What's wrong with going Drake? But what's wrong with Drake going to McDonald's to get takeaway?
Yeah, but it could just be because he's human. Yeah, at the end of the day, he is human. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and he is famous as well.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's the reason that he's famous is why I said it that's why I used the example.
Yeah.
It's because obviously if I just said a normal person doing that, then it's like, well, to be honest, even if a normal person was doing that, fair enough. But then it's like, it depends on if you know the person as well. See, very complicated topic.
And like, as you said, like Drake, at McDonald's, like I think now, I'm not sure if you see this Priyesh, like a lot of people are becoming like influencers now. Like people is now using it as just a regular person, right? Can have like 30,000 followers, and they're basically just using that to sell shit. Like, especially like, you see a lot of Instagram models, and they're just selling they're just using their like fan base just to sell stuff.
Yeah, because they're probably getting a cut out of it.
Yeah, they're getting a cut out of it.
100%.
Or they're sponsored by them. Like, if you're sponsored by them, fair enough. Yeah, like because you've then signed a legal contract somewhere. Yeah, so that's their way of getting free marketing or marketing out. But if it's just to sell, like, for example, if it's like you're saying, you said a model.
Like, it's weird, like, it's just...
Models do it, like, other people do it, like, fitness people do it.
I think if you have certain
Can you blame them, though?
No,
Like,
there's nothing wrong with it.
Like, at the end of the day, in these day and age, we're talking about social media. Now we're going to like a business aspect. Yeah. Like, what platforms do you have to sell on? eBay, Amazon? If you for those people that have sold on those platforms, know the fees that they charge. Yeah. And they're not really nice. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They take a cut. They take a percentage.
They take a cut.
The more money you make, the more money they take off.
Nah, see, it's not that. See, it's once you hit a threshold, they like stop taking. But then you have to have the volume coming in. If you're a startup, it's a bit difficult because eBay is so saturated now. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's not go off into that topic.
No. The reason why
we're talking about social media.
The reason why
eBay is not social media.
No, but the reason why what you're saying fits into what we're talking about is because that's an advantage in a way of social media, that people now there's more people, like you can say entrepreneurs, you can say, if you can even call it that, have now got more chances of kind of blowing up in a different platform. They've got this social media has become more of a platform for them to kind of be like, oh, I couldn't do this exactly. I couldn't do this before. I couldn't have been able to. I couldn't afford to promote myself on this level. And also, if not just like let's say not just models, like someone who's skillful, someone who's a really good dancer, someone who sings, for example, pure example, like my friend, I have a friend who's a really good singer, and people recognized her for her singing skills, right? And so people get recognized for skills, and it's a lot easier to get recognized if you have certain skills. You can put it on your social media, and it just takes that one video to go viral, and then all of a sudden people recognize you and people know who you are. That is very true. That's what's the good, like that's probably another good aspect of the impact it's had. But going into like maybe according to me, which might be a little bit more of a kind of not a negative outcome or aspect of it, of the impact is like on children. I think it's had like on the younger generation, I think it's had a negative impact because people are. I feel like there's this thing where you grow up according to your age, sort of thing, right? I feel like people, the younger generation nowadays, they're growing up way more than their age.
And social media is helping towards that as well, because like say for our culture where we live, like say we like let's say like we like the hip hop culture or R&B culture, right? A lot of that is basically like a lot of the memes and whatever. Like, a lot of the kids will follow the meme pages, right? Because they think it's all jokes and stuff. All the jokes and everything are related to like around our age, or 18 plus. And like, how are these kids supposed to understand half the jokes?
I understand what these memes
mean. At the same time, when we were at that age, do you remember half the stuff? Like,
no.
There used to be loads of that, bro, when we were at that age. But did we actually understand it until we grew up?
I mean, there were loads, but it wasn't as
it wasn't as bad.
Explicit. It wasn't as explicit as
explicit or
and accessible. Yeah, that is true.
Like literally right now, it's easier. It's
my only source of like funny pictures was Facebook. Harminder would tag me in these like funny photos by this page. I remember Pyro Punch. Remember Harminder? He used to tag me, and it used to be like really like like not even like explicit stuff. It would be stuff like my mate is like called in a pavlo, and like it would be something related to something that we could kind of understand at that time.
Yeah, is it like I remember I was sending you a lot of like gamer memes at the time, like, or whatever, Call of Duty and sort of stuff.
Which we understood at the time.
I understood, because these are things that we were doing, innit? And like, we were sending things that we were interested in, or we had a common interest in, right?
Yeah.
It's like even now, like Priyesh, like even though he doesn't have as much social media, he still sends us like gaming memes and stuff through stuff.
He's still true to the day.
He's still true. Yeah, he still sends us gaming memes sometimes, like on Snapchat and stuff, which is kind of funny. I mean, like, actually, pretty.
That's the only thing I do. To be honest, I don't even use Snapchat. I only use it because I want to make sure that people are still doing okay in life.
You're an interesting case because you don't use social media as much.
No, I don't. No, I don't. Thank you. It's like interrogation mode now. Yeah, let's put the spotlight on me.
Yeah. So because obviously you don't use Facebook as much, do you? And
I don't. To be honest, I don't use it at all. The only time I use it is sometimes if I need to link a game to it, yeah, or if something needs access, and the only thing that is an option is Facebook.
Yeah, and like you don't use Instagram at all, so you just use Snapchat and
Nah.
obviously. So
Well, I used to use Instagram, but
Even that was rarely.
even that was rare. Like,
yeah,
I didn't
Even on
get-
Instagram, he just tagged me on a few memes a day, and that was it. 1 or 2 memes a day, and that's it. Like it's what he does on Snapchat. He'll send us like a funny meme or
literally
two,
it's the same
that's it.
thing as Snapchat, but it's just something different. It's just photos or videos, but where Snapchat you're following people that also put photos or videos.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So like,
Yeah.
how do you live like daily then without these stuff? Like, you know.
You're used to it, right? Like, do you feel like you're missing out on something?
how do I live life daily with it? Oh, that's easy, bro. As long as my phone keeps ringing from my phone like number, or I get a text and I have Wi-Fi, I think I can survive, to be honest. But I don't lose my phone. As long as I don't lose my phone, I don't really need social media because all the people that I do need to contact are on my phone. Yeah. If they change a number, they'll let me know in some form or way. Yeah. But I still have access to those things. I still have my Facebook account. I haven't used it. Still have it there. I still have my Instagram account. Don't use it. It's just there. Probably a blank canvas right now. My Facebook is definitely not. It's a photo of chubby Priyash. We're not going to go there.
Yeah, it's kind of like I guarantee, like, if say me and Hardy like got rid of all our social media apps on our phone will become kind of useless. Like,
I would find it difficult.
Your phone will just be a phone. That's what it's for.
I'll look at it for a second and put it down. I wouldn't. Then I was thinking, I wouldn't even have to look at it anymore because I don't have the apps. What am I going to do? Quick, either go on YouTube, which I use a lot, and or I just Google search something random in my head. Like,
because phones nowadays aren't phones; they're smartphones.
Exactly.
See where I'm going there?
Exactly.
That's what they call them nowadays.
They're smartphones, yeah, and it's like I guarantee the whole purpose of like phones nowadays, they basically are catered towards social media and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because you get a new phone with a brand new camera. That camera is basically going to be used for social media, like, or you get a new phone with big battery life. That's because of social media uses a lot of battery. Like, it's all being catered towards like improving your social media means, innit? So you get a new phone just because, like, back in the days, right? Early 2000s and stuff. The phones that were there, they weren't as different to the ones, say, a few years later, because there was no need to make them as better as they are now. Maybe put like a different screen on it, whatever, improve the battery life. But nowadays, you see the advantages now. Like, the change of it needs to be more drastic because of these apps.
But then it's going into, has then technology moved to its peak? Is it at its peak? Because what are you trying to tell me? Like the new I'm sorry they're bringing out a new. Samsung are bringing out a new S phone.
S10 Plus they bought.
It looks exactly the same as the 9. Yeah, like probably processor, is the only thing changed, or camera, or they've changed one thing, or maybe a couple of things about it, but they haven't physically done anything to improve it. Like, you can see the jump between like when we had like the old school Nokias to the first iPhone. Do you see what I mean? That's a jump. That's a big jump.
Yeah.
Like a phone with a touch screen now has a screen big enough that's probably the size of your palm. Which is touch. Like, you could touch it and play games and still connect to people through phone. Okay, social media was starting up then. So obviously at that time it probably wasn't even Facebook. What was it? MySpace? Bebo?
Yeah, MySpace.
Maybe
Bebo.
even MSN, bro, because that's when I growing up. I remember it was just MSN.
I never had any of those things apart from like I rarely use MSN, but I never had Bebo or whatever the fuck.
I never had Bebo. I never had MySpace.
I had Bebo, but right at the end of it. So when I had it, it was pretty much dead.
So what was Bebo? What was it?
Bebo's like, oh god, Bebo's like, honestly, if you go to anyone's Bebo account now, if it exists, it's the most cringiest thing you've ever seen in your life. It's the most cringiest thing. It's like a web page. It's like Facebook. But do you remember old school Facebook? Old school Facebook.
Oh
yeah.
It was a web page. It was a web page.
It's basically your profile page. Basically, that's all it was. Like on your profile, it's like Facebook page. So imagine your Facebook home, like your.
So like MySpace, kind of.
Yeah, MySpace. So yeah, you.
But without the music. Without music and stuff.
Without putting music and stuff. Like you can change the background and stuff, like different colors, and you can add your own background to it. But like it's very like it is people's profiles. That's what it was. Like, very strange. It's very strange. You couldn't interact. The way you interact is go on someone's page. If I went to your page, I would send you a message on the bottom of it, or like you upload stuff. It was very like very basic back then. Very backwards. Like.
Do you reckon people still use it now?
I don't think it exists, the website. I think it's taken down.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
We should test it. We should test it.
No, I'm alright.
Okay, Harms, you on the laptop?
Yeah, I'm alright.
I'm alright. I'm okay. That's a different podcast.
This is a different ball game, yeah.
Different podcast, different episode, guys.
Yeah, I don't even think you could do that in a podcast, man. That would actually have to be actual live reactions, mate.
Live reaction. God, that's. Oh, it's terrible. But yeah, it's crazy to see how social media has like transformed within the last like 10 years and stuff. My question has always been like, is there another new social media giant coming in the future that can overtake what we have now?
Yeah.
Do you reckon there'll be one more push?
Yeah. And I don't think there'll be one more. I think there'll be a few more actually.
Yeah.
Like people will keep coming up with new ideas and new ways of creating apps that allow you to interact in new ways. For example, all this TikTok bullshit. Like what was all that? Like.
And it's going to be. I think the future will definitely be through like influencers as well. Like I think a new like social media page will be fueled by. I mean, if you go on YouTube, the amount of TikTok advertising we used to see was so many. Every Facebook video, every YouTube video you go is basically a TikTok commercial on it.
Yeah,
and some annoying little meme thing and like. So I think if a new social media does happen, it will definitely be through like advertisements and like a rapid, like crazy amount of advertising by celebrities and by people in general. Like, before it used to be word of mouth, but now it's like if you're gonna be at the top dog of things, you gotta literally shove it in people's faces. Literally, that's what you have to do.
You have to flaunt it.
Also, do you guys think that I forgot what I was gonna say. You edited this bit out, right? So I was gonna say like, so kind of just to kind of like, if we start coming towards a conclusion a little bit, do you guys think like the younger generation, going back to the younger generation, do you think that people, or not even, actually now I think about it, not even the younger generation, just people in general, do you feel like people should limit their use? Or, but in terms of younger generation, like, do you think parents should kind of limit how much, kids use social media, like how much they use SM, or even us, like generally, like, do you think we should like try to limit or cut down how much we use SM?
Well, speaking for myself, I think I'm okay.
Yeah, I think this is for Haminda, I guess.
Yeah, just basically 99% of the population except for Priyash. So,
whoa!
I'm kidding.
There must be other people out there like me. Just weird, I think.
Yeah, no.
There's probably a few people. Yeah, I'm not saying all that 1%. Like,
to be honest, what I think is the reason I haven't used social media is, to be honest, like you were talking about entrepreneurs and stuff like that I've used social media to get better, yeah. I'm waiting for my right moment to use social media to... I get using it now on a daily basis will get you a lot fonder with it, yeah. I get that. I can see where the questions you guys are going to come with, yeah. But it's... You still don't need to use it. You can just pay someone to do it. Like,
pay someone to
do a social
an
media
account for
account.
you.
Just make your account, and then you can maintain it after that.
You can have a
You just
team.
need
Do
the
all the
foundation.
do all the dirty
you need
work
the
for you,
foundation. Like, why you gotta get your hands dirty?
Yeah, you want someone to do all your dirty work, yeah.
I remember seeing this thing where so it was on Facebook a few years ago. It was about there's a job advertisement. It was basically about becoming Lionel Messi's like Instagram poster. It was actually a job about that. Because like if you got Lionel Messi's, it's just
don't shit me about, man.
I'm serious.
See, imagine that. Yeah, imagine you do that, and then you do that for another celebrity. You've basically made a portfolio.
Yeah.
You've got two celebrities. What's stopping another celebrity to then join you?
Do you think footballers? Yeah. Do you think footballers are going to
have the time? Exactly.
Yeah, have time to find
do
the best.
Do you think they have the time to be taking photos? They're like, obviously, they want to spend their time with their family and playing football, or getting better to be better on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Like training. They've got their lifestyles are different.
Like, it's like so it's crazy. Like, because a footballer ain't gonna spend his time looking for like professional photographs of him on the pitch. Like, there's gonna be a team ready for him. As soon as he wants to say, like, you have to upload it. Like, because you got most footballers' accounts. Like some of the pictures are personal. You can tell which ones are personal when they take it with their family. Like, I'm sure no one else is there, but like the ones where there's like professional photographs and stuff, or like them on the pitch, like really nice quality. Like, that's definitely done by a team.
They're like mid-air jumping. I'm thinking you did not take down your phone, mate. Like,
no, obviously you didn't take your phone, but that's not. I mean, the purpose is they did not find that photo. They already had it ready for them, basically. Because you have to go ask the photographer and go through like obviously this media agency and stuff. Like,
but he like if I was a footballer, I'll just find a photographer and be like, look, every time I'm playing, if I score, take a photo of me, and I'll pay you this much every month. Like every time you give me a photo, I'll pay you £50. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, footballers, like I'm talking just general sense. I'm not a footballer, so the money is obviously scales differently. But the concept is still the same. Like, I'll just be like, look, here, I'll pay you to take a photo for me. I don't think he's going to say no. He's doing a job anyway. It's extra pocket money. Or it depends on how professional he is as a person. Or what kind of war ethics they have as a person. Sorry.
So should we like start wrapping this up now?
Yeah. So, Hamina, do you want to conclude it?
So this has been like a brief introduction to social media, I guess, and we've brushed upon some various different topics, and we will obviously social media is a huge like topic in itself, and we've kind of like brushed on some other topics, and I guess in the future we will end up going into a bit more detail of some of these topics, and just let us know in the future what you guys think like we should cover in detail. Like, drop all of us a message and we'll be happy to respond to those as quickly as we can. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Any last words from you guys?
Like Hamid was saying, basically obviously I really don't have Instagram, so don't drop me a message. If you have my number or you know me personally, just chat to me. It's a lot easier. But do drop these two a message, or if you listen to the podcast and you've heard something that we obviously went over briefly, or you didn't catch a full explanation on it and you want a deeper topic on it, let these guys know, and there might be something in the pipeline.
Yep.
All right.
Definitely.
All right. So
So
see you guys.
End that there.
Take care.
Take care, guys.
Peace.
Till next time.
Cool.